What's going on, guys? Hope you are doing well. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be telling you how I made $1,199.73 per day in the last 30 days, and I'm going to explain the full process. Right, so do pay attention to this video. Okay, now before I quickly get to that, you will see a description below this video. There's going to be a link in it for my virtual walkthrough of my program. Right, if you are not where you want to be in your financial situation or as an affiliate marketer right now, where you're not generating at least 5 to 10k per month, I want you to click on the link below and I want you to watch my virtual walkthrough of everything that you will get instant access to when you invest inside of my program, the DM Academy. Okay, you can watch it, you see it on screen here, you can watch this video here, it's around about 19-20 minutes, and then I urge and encourage you to scroll down, look through all the extra bits of information that I've got. There's an FAQ there, other videos, as well as payment options for yourself to get involved and for us to lock arms together inside of my program, the DM Academy. Okay, right, so how I made $1,199.73 per day in the last 30 days, right? First and foremost, okay, if you're not where you want to be today inside of your business, then you have to appreciate that there needs to be a certain period of time whilst you're building things. Okay, there has to be a certain period of time whilst you're building things, right? For me, I've been doing affiliate marketing since 2016. I've been at the point of earning 6 figures for the last 4 or 5 years. Okay, so I have got an understanding of how to build an audience, an understanding of different temperatures of traffic, all of that stuff. I understand the process really well. A lot of people when they're first starting out, or everyone when they're first starting out, doesn't have any of those bits, right? So if you're looking like, oh, I'm going to watch this and every single day for the next 30 days, on average I'm earning like over $1,000, probably not going to happen. And if you're thinking that, you've got this whole game wrong. Like, you have to appreciate, like, anything in life that is good and worthwhile takes time to get to that place, right? And I'm not saying that people can't generate quick sales. In fact, in my DM Academy, because of the way that things are done inside of that academy and how we have a very unique business model in terms of what we do, we're actually able to generate cash flow for affiliates in a very efficient way, right? Okay, but in regards to what I'm talking about today, I want you to go into this with the right expectations, because providing you stick with this and providing you stick with what you've got to do and understand the whole process, well then, yeah, you can be generating over $1,000 per day, 100%. So first and foremost, let's just look at understanding temperatures of traffic, right? Let me just put myself a little bit more central, right? If you understand temperatures of traffic, you're going to actually be able to treat people in the right way based on what their temperature is. Now, most people, what they're trying to do is they're trying to convert cold audiences into customers. Maybe that's because they've got an element of like desperation in terms of like they need money yesterday type of deal, or maybe they just don't understand the process of how marketing works. But most people, when you see them, and you see them like all the time, right? You'll see them in pieces of content that they put out. You'll see them in ads. You'll see them in your DMs. Like, they'll just be giving things and saying stuff like, hey, as an example, people who do DMs wrong, they'll say stuff like this. They'll be like, hey there, I've just got a brand new opportunity for you. Let me know if you want me to send you over the link. And it's like, okay, what you're trying to do there is you're trying to convert cold audience into a paid product. Here's the actual reality of it. If that person did that to 3 million people, they would make a sale. It's just that that method and that process is not going to generate them a full-time income. It's not going to generate them thousands per month. It's not going to generate them 1,000 a month. It's certainly not going to generate them over 1,000 a day. Like, all forms of marketing technically work, right? I could just literally knock on everyone's house down my street. I will make leads. I will generate sales from that, 100%. It's not how I want to spend my time doing it, even though I massively respect direct forms of marketing because I do DMs, right? You just got to know what you've got to do, but you've got to understand that if you're speaking to a cold piece of traffic, which is someone who literally doesn't know you, it doesn't matter if they've been in the space for 3 or 4 years, like, they're still a cold traffic to you. It's all about individuality. So like, I could be speaking to someone who's a client of mine, they're a hot traffic. They're hot traffic, like warm to hot traffic, right? Well, they'll be hot if they're a customer or they're a client of mine, right? But that person could also have just been talking to someone else as well, right? Just at the start of a conversation. Well, that person's cold to that person, right? So when people say things like, you can get like the hottest leads, by doing this one thing, and they're waiting for you. No, they're not waiting for you. Like you have to, there's no way of like fast tracking or accelerating building up people's temperature. Because as it goes from cold to warm to hot, all that's really happening there is people begin to know you, they begin to like you, begin to trust you, right? And I use that term like know, like, and trust because it's like just the standard thing that people talk about in the industry. But like ultimately what you're doing there is you're nurturing someone to get to warm and to get to hot, right? And that's the key, right? Because when people are warm to hot, you can make some more paid offers to those people, and that's how you generate cash. So if someone is inconsistent on the way that they get cold traffic, communicate with cold traffic, warm those people up to turn into like warm to hot audience, well then that person isn't going to generate cash. So the person who in their content who hasn't generated any results at all is talking about their product in every single post, but they haven't understood that they need to nurture and they need to like build up that temperature of traffic. Well, like that person isn't going to make any money or a lot of money at all. And you're not in this to not make a lot of money, are you? Like genuinely, like just be real about why you came into the place into this space in the first place and what you genuinely wanted. Then think about what you're genuinely getting. There's going to be a disconnect there, and it's going to come down to a lot. It's going to come down to firstly understanding the temperatures of traffic. Like you're not going to be selling. We're not selling to cold audiences. We're selling to warm to hot audiences, right? So then it brings us into like the next piece here, which is like, well, you need a process to guide someone through those different temperatures, right? And again, it's all about it being efficient and logical. You know why, like, the DM Academy is my core flagship program? Because it is the most efficient, logical way for someone to generate cash, right? Why? Because we focus on that aspect, like turning cold audiences into warm to hot audiences through DMs. And we're not like scripting like loads of scripts and all of that nonsense because everyone is different, right? So we have to just appreciate that fact, right? If you had a script, it would only work with one type of person. That doesn't interest me. There's a broad spectrum of people in this space, right? In the world, right? Broad spectrum, different ages, different likes, different dislikes, different ways in which people communicate. Like if you have just one script in one way, like people think, that's, it's great, it's just a script, I don't have to do anything. Like I said before, if it's tough and it feels difficult, it's the right thing to be doing. Right? So many people look at the ease of everything and they actually think that that's the thing that's going to get them the result. In actual fact, it just makes them feel that they're going to get the result, but in actual fact, they don't. Because really, when it comes down to it, it comes down to individuality of being able to convert cold audiences into warm to hot. So if you're saying the same stuff as everyone else, there's no individuality there. If you're someone who hasn't got results, then there's no element there where people feel like, wow, I'm going to trust this person. In actual fact, trust is lost straight away. If you're proclaiming that you know how to help people make money, but you haven't made any money yourself, and it's quite evident because the type of content you're creating screams, I'm not making any money. Like, you're not creating this content, right, if you're not making money, right? So there's a complete lack of trust. People want the result. Right? That's really important. So you have to have a process. So instead of creating content and trying to attract people when you've got nothing of value, like genuine value and expertise, and that's fine because everyone has to start somewhere, right? You can't just literally be like, hey, I'm an expert straight away. What other line of work or service where that's the case? You pick up a tennis racket, but you can't then just say that you're a tennis coach. How are you going to teach people? You don't know. Like, yeah, you could probably give them to someone who is a tennis coach or introduce them to a tennis coach, but that's a very different form of branding, right? So same thing, like just look at anything that you're doing online, just look at how that would sink or swim offline. And normally, if you're just being logical and take a step back, you'd be like, yeah, that actually doesn't feel right. Like, to do that. It doesn't feel right to brand myself as this thing. It doesn't feel right for me to create content when deep down I don't know what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter if the program says, hey, just post this, here, copy and paste this. But remember, if that's too easy, everyone's freaking going to be doing it. And when everyone's freaking doing the same thing, that is saturation and congestion. And when you haven't got the expertise and you're trying to go like, yeah, I don't want to copy and paste that, but I deep down do not know how to create content because it's not coming from a place where I actually even know how to achieve the outcome yet of making money. So you have to go away and make money. How? DMs. Not scripts, actually understanding just how to communicate with people. And that is simple, right? It is simple. I've done it for a long length of time. My whole brand is built around cold DMs, right? I just know what to say, when to say it, how to say it. And the whole idea with my DMs initially is to turn cold prospects into leads. That's what I want to do, right? Turn cold prospects into leads. And typically, I've got three main offers that I can use, which are mine, and my affiliates can use. Here's one of them, right? I send them into this, which is a 60-minute masterclass, which showcases how to bank thousands using DMs, just like my affiliates, without any content, branding, ads, email lists, saturated nonsense, or actually selling anything yourself. Right? So when someone goes through my DM process, DM framework, and they sign into this, they watch a 60-minute video. Now, off the back of that 60-minute video, there's follow-up that goes alongside it. Now, some people watch this the whole way through, purchase the DM Academy straight after. Some people need a lot of follow-up after that point. Some people need a little bit of follow-up. And some people go to watch it and then their life gets busy. So even more follow-up for those people. But we're moving temperature because there's always different types of people. There's always these really hot audiences who take action, purchase, great. Then there's the whole bunch of people who just need a little nudge here and there. And then there's the people who drag their feet a little bit, right? Drag their feet, probably a bit of a red flag for me. Yeah, I'm not in the position where I feel like I need to ignore red flags. Right, so like someone who can't find the time for different things, then yeah, like cool, like we're probably not going to gel well together. That's cool. But I also appreciate when you're at an early stage in your business that you want to follow up with all of these people and really like put focus into like following up with them, even if they're dragging their feet. Right, follow up's crucial, so it's a really good skill set to have. So I do appreciate it. So I'm reaching out to 25 people a day. And I'm flowing them through what I refer to as my 5-step DM framework, which is a way of, and this is everything you learn in the DM Academy, right? So you get access to the offers and all that stuff and the training of how to speak to people. I've run them through the 5-step DM framework, turn those people into leads. From there, there's follow-up, right? And this is, I refer to it as phase 2. Yeah, this is phase 2 of the my evolving DM business model, right? Phase 2 is all about follow-up. Now, for my affiliates, I do all of the follow-up, right? So I've got the content ecosystem, emails, I've got the personal DM follow-up. So literally me personally following up with everyone's leads through DMs, as well as the content stuff, the email stuff. And then I share different assets, overcome objections, make offers, that kind of thing. Now, the reason why that's so pivotal for affiliates who are just starting out, it means that they just need to focus on the lead gen whilst I follow up with their leads through this process, right? Now, here's the key thing, right? It's a very sophisticated follow-up process, right? So when I'm talking about content and these kind of bits, I'm in a very different stage of business, right? So just to give you a bit of an insight into some of like the content, YouTube as an example, I've actually got a really small channel, right? 158 subscribers. However, this YouTube channel indirectly has made me thousands upon thousands upon thousands. Why? Because this is a nurturing piece for myself. So like anything that I'm creating, I'm sending it out to my prospects and to my leads to continue learning about me. This is almost like my, and YouTube's really good at being a bit of a rabbit hole resource, right? Where it's like you can go from one video to the next, and typically people do that on the platform. Like with any other types of platform, sorry, my beard's going a little bit crazy there. with any other type of platform, yes, people can scroll back through previous content, but typically they don't. Normally it's like a very present moment type of deal, right? With YouTube, it's very different. And because it's kind of all put together in a particular way, I'm just done. I do this without, I don't even think there's, as you're watching this, I haven't edited this video, right? And I don't think I will. I just have a structure of a video that I use, right? Which is I hook, I do a call to action, I give the presentation and the body of what I'm talking about, and then I do a call to action again, then I end. And this isn't like a video about that, but it's very simple. I just literally hit record, have some stuff I want to show people, make sure like I'm at a point now where I can just press record and talk about stuff confidently. And you have to be able to do that, right? Again, that comes down to expertise. Expertise comes back to results. Results comes back to, okay, you've got to get results first. So go out there and get it through DMs. Instead of trying to act like content is the best way to generate cash. Like focus your attention on DMs and just speaking to people one-on-one. So I have this. So anytime you might have seen this, the link for this on a Facebook story, on a Facebook post, an email, Instagram, like, I don't know, maybe inside your DMs, I've linked out to it to you personally. Any of those elements, right? It's a nurturing process. Nurture, right? I'm not doing YouTube to monetize with YouTube. You know, I will get to that place naturally, but that's not my focus. My focus is on things being more efficient. So YouTube is used as part of my ecosystem, right? Another element, of course, I have Instagram, which has content, but the other element that I want to showcase to you is I have a whole bunch of free resources, you know, that I typically give out on a weekly basis and I create on a weekly basis. Again, I'm just nurturing, right? So here's an example of a few. I've got this, which is a 15-page super detailed playbook, which showcases the 5 to 10K per month affiliate DM business model playbook, right? Just runs through everything. What we're talking about here, talking about phase 2, DMs and ecosystem. That's part of the DM business model, but it's a really in-depth process. Why? Because I want people to learn about me. I want people to, again, it's just another nurturing aspect. Some of these links, guess where they go? They go directly into YouTube. Right, so I'm literally different bits. Some bits go back to Facebook, the lot, giving people as much information as possible because I want to be as transparent as possible. Right, here's another one: pipeline secrets. It's all about learning the secrets of a high-performing pipeline. Right, you don't make $1,199.73 by just sporadic sales. You do it by having a very congested pipeline, so you have people dropping all the time. You know. Pipeline secrets, again, it's a free resource for people that people can learn, again, all about my expertise, and it helps them on their journey. Here's another one: cold prospect into a 997 sale. The actual full DM conversation, literally. The actual chat, back and forth. How did it end into an actual sale? Like, how did it work? How did I do it? Like, it's there for people, right? These are all the things. So can you see, like, if I've got a cold audience, I'm reaching out to them with DMs. I've got a framework of turning those people into leads, which is such a great framework. And it, like, I just love doing it. Like, I just love doing it, right? I bring them into one of my free offers. And then from there, nurturing happens. You know, depending on where they're at follow-up wise, I'm following up with them in DMs. They've got YouTube videos to look at. I've got free resources, and it's like these are like pieces of ethical baits, really. Like there's these different bits going out everywhere, and it's like, cool, people latch onto that, great. Let's follow up with that person in regards to that. People latch onto a YouTube channel, they can go to the description to the virtual walk. Like I've got all of this stuff planned out, and then it's just a case of me feeding people through that process and just continuing to create cool stuff, right? But as an affiliate in the DM Academy, you wouldn't even need to do any of this second phase stuff because people come into my world and I do all of this stuff for you. So you can just focus your attention on one skill set, which is lead gen. And once you've then started to generate some consistent cash flow, which you will, right? Then from that point, you can then go, right, I'm at a point where I've got some expertise. I know how this stuff works. I can now start creating content and we can add like a nurturing process and discuss how to form your brand and all of that good stuff. And that's how it works, right? Because once, as an example, right, once someone is asking for free resources, asking questions in DMs, etc. But I'm just like, last bit there, heavy focus on making offers. I'm just making offers. And none of it's like, feels like weird or anything. Like, if I feel someone's genuinely vibing and gelling with what I'm doing, then I'll just be like, hey, look, I genuinely think that we're vibing really well in terms of what I do. I think you dig it. I think you get a lot out of it. I think you'd be a really good fit for my DM Academy. You cool with me sending you over the offer? And like the offer could be anything, guys. What's the offer for your program? Could be a Google Doc. Could be to a YouTube video that has a link. Could be to book a call. It could be like to watch a 14-minute video on like a separate page. Well, whatever it is, go out there and make offers. You have to understand where your temperature's at for people, and you have to go, right, this is a cold audience, warm, hot. Cool. Make the offer to those people, warm to hot. Make the offer. Go out there, do it. We're in the business of yeses and nos. We don't want to put people on pedestals and just be like, I don't want to ruin it. Ruin it. Make mistakes. You're running a business. Remember, you're the salesperson in your business. So ask yourself, if someone was asking you at the end of a month and went, as the salesperson, how many sales did you attempt to make? How many times did you ask for the sale? And if you're not saying like 20, 30, 40, then you're not asking for the sale enough. And that's going to be either a mental thing, because you're waiting for this moment where they come to you, when really you should just ask, just do it. Or you are at a place where you're not nurturing people properly. And that's probably because the program that you're in isn't complete enough to help you do that. And that's why I also think when people are first starting out, they shouldn't be doing the content ecosystem thing, the email thing, the funnel thing, or any of that type of follow-up. That's why I do it in the DM Academy. And then at the right time, we can have a discussion about people evolving that into their own stuff and learning these bits. And to the point where, you can have create your own offer and your own product. So it's all about doing it right in stages. But like, if you want to know how I made $1,199.73 per day for 30 days, right? Well, that's it. I understand traffic temperatures. I have a cold to warm method, right? And I have a warm to sale method, right? And it's just all one method, right? There's front end and back end stuff. And I just know what I'm doing with both. Front end is complete cold DMs. Back end is DMs with content, emails, all of that stuff. And it's unique stuff, guys. You're not going to hear, I know what I'm talking about. But that comes from a long length of time focusing on this stuff and getting results, right? That's how it works. Like I said, the back end stuff, you don't need to worry about in the DM Academy. In actual fact, I would recommend doing that after you've got results with me. And on that note, guys, you'll see the DM Academy virtual walkthrough description down below. Make sure you click on it, go through it all. If you've got any questions, there's going to be a link there to drop me a message. If you want any of these free resources, just drop me a message, let me know, and we'll move things from there, guys. Ultimately, you look at a result like this, and you'd be like maybe skeptical and all of that stuff. Don't be. Just embrace it. Just embrace the possibility. People are making this kind of cash, right? You see, probably the video this week where it said how I generated over $35,000, right, in 30 days, right, over a month. Well, I'll show you my back office with that, so you actually see the result behind this, behind the screen of me. There's the actual back office, my net revenue. You see it. It's happening, guys. You might not have experienced yourself. It's going on. So in the next couple of days, I'll probably be closing a $6,000 sale. I'll probably make a video about that. But what I'm saying is you have to embrace it, and you have to embrace possibilities that actual facts, this stuff's real. And guess what? I didn't generate this stuff by being sporadic in my efforts. I didn't generate this stuff by moving from one thing to the next to the next. Hey, I've only ever, as an affiliate, I've only ever been in one program. I never switched. I'm not knocking people with shiny object syndrome because I've had it in different ways back in the day. But like, you do have to just stick stuff out. And really it's about, like, even the program I was in wasn't focused on cold DMs. I had to, within that program, create my own method for it. And then I was like, cool, then I was able to grow and scale from there. So you have to have that entrepreneurial vibe and that mindset. And I love that. I love that go-getting vibe that people have. I love that, like, kind of like, cool, I get what you're doing, get what you're saying, James, got this, cool, I'm in the academy rocking this. And then, like, I love people just thinking outside the box for themselves and, you know, really, like, turning into that entrepreneur. That's what I did. So I really value that in other people. So, like I said, description below. Check out the virtual walkthrough the DM Academy. If you've got any questions, just let me know. And I'll see you in the next video.